I'm Elizabeth Lane, the founder, artistic director, and violinist of the Bach Aria Soloists. But I was introduced to the marvelous music of Bach's arias from the cantatas at the Bach Aria Festival and really fell in love with that repertoire. Thus, I decided I wanted to found an ensemble that centered itself around not only the Bach arias, but around Bach's brilliant music and contemporary composers of our time, inspired by Bach. We really focus a lot on multi-genre collaborations to give a bigger experience for our audiences and also for us. And so usually, we are seeking out artists whose work we admire, and we've had international and nationally renowned musicians and other wonderful, for example, Christoph Wolff, the world's preeminent Bach scholar, came to Kansas City for the first time to do a program with us.
When I thought about the program, I was thinking of the venues for Bach where he made music. One normally thinks of Bach as a person who spent most of his life in the church. Certainly he performed regularly in church his cantatas, oratorios, etc. But there were quite a number of occasions, especially when he was in Leipzig as cantor and music director of the city, where he was establishing public concert series. He assembled some 300 people in a space comparable to this space.
I cannot speak highly enough for the Bach Aria Soloists, because I think they plan to do something that is just a great endeavor, and that is to infuse the modern society with the artistry and music of Bach. He is the alpha and omega of music.
I find it very important that audiences learn about the conditions under which works of art were created. To address an audience directly makes them more involved.
Bach is very flexible music, and which is a really good sign of great music. You can do almost anything to it, and it remains structurally sound. So, we put the Bandoneon, which is sort of the big German accordion, which has a history of playing Bach. It's sort of a portable organ. That's what it was originally conceived as. Elizabeth and I first met. She wanted to play some Argentine tango of Astor Piazzolla. So a tango is just a walking tempo dance, so it wasn't a far stretch. guitar would play a rhythm under that.
We have a really creative educational outreach program called Bach Reach. And with Bach Reach, we are able to come up with programs that are tailored to the schools that we visit.
Let me tell you exactly what to do. 6, 7, and.
Winston Dynamite Brown, who is a really magnificent modern dancer, he and I did a whole theme and variations program, and we performed some Bach, a Bach gavotte, and he was improvising, and we were trying to show them things that they wouldn't normally see.
Next came the picadores, who rode skinny horses, and they had long spears to stick in the bull and make him even madder.
And then we've done Bach Reach with actors. So with the Ferdinand the Bull, we were introducing the story to them, but also this combination of violin actor. I'm sure they've never seen it before. And I think it's happened in every single time we've done a Bach Reach.
Then came the matador, the proudest of all. They thought he was very handsome and bowed to the ladies.
Coming down here and seeing the studio, seeing you perform with Shane, music with the story, the cultural experience to me is the number one thing, rather than a book or a violin. I think it's a combination of everything that made this a really good experience for them.
Not only did you do a reading, which is a wonderful book and has history to it, but then to add this piece of music and then to watch how much the children loved it and were engaged. And I was so impressed that you went ahead and you discussed it and how it worked and how they could relate to this piece.
Was so mad. He cried.
Matt Heimovitz just came to do a program with us, and to have a great cellist like him was very exciting.
We do these beautiful house concerts, and these house concerts are up close and personal, not only with the musicians themselves, which is great, but with the music.
Our great friend and founding board member Leslie Lerner has hosted an annual house concert since our inception. What I love is that there is no divide between the musicians and the audience, and the reception that follows further nurtures that.
I think that the music that we play is so important because it's the heritage of the music that's being composed now. And when we get to sit here for hours kind of digging into it and really figuring out what it should be like, well, that's good for the body and it's good for the soul and the mind. So I really enjoyed that.
contemporary audiences are transported by the Bach Aria Soloists. It's a gem on the cultural landscape of Kansas City.
Tonight was a great example of what a variety of music and styles and instruments and musicality and melody and everything was there, all there.
I think if anybody has a chance to be a part of this incredible group, any kind of collaboration in bringing this Bach Aria Soloist group to more of the public, it would be a huge benefit for the city.